Hi, Katie, that is I. Welcome, Figani. Get comfortable because, who friends, today's topic is not so lighthearted. It's educational nonetheless. Actually, it's educational most importantly. Like this girl name, she's a girl who feels other human beings. She understands other human beings. So let a person just start crying here, and you're gonna see TLC dancing here. Waterfalls, girl. Waterfalls, crying. Don't know the story, don't know this person, but I feel it, which is unlike other people that we're going to talk about in this video. Be it a porn artist, I feel it. You need to feel it as a human being when their life is taken away. Be it the rape of a 3-month-old baby, it touches me. The death of a pregnant woman, it touches me. The death of any other human being should touch you. So when you're not moved, when you don't feel like you need to do something, when you don't feel like you need to check yourself, there's a problem. There's a big problem. And how God engineered me is in his marvelous ways. He engineered me to be a person who just can't sit on the sidelines. I need to add my voice to a conversation and add things that I feel are being left out of the conversation. So that is what I'm going to be doing in this video. Addressing what happened in America, what's happening in South Africa and Africa at large, and what's happening with humanity. Oh, humanity. Okay. Whatever you want to say, mouth. That is not what I wanted to say, but since you want to say it, go ahead. Take over the video. I mean, but yeah, so first of all, when we're looking at the situation that happened May, that led to the loss of a life of a black brother, I first zoom out and I tried to just remind us of how society is organized, right? Society is organized according to race and class. And now black people are at the back of that bus. You understand? If they're on the bus at all, probably hanging from windows. You understand? They're getting the short end of the stick from society, from government, day in and day out, because of how society is organized, because of power relations in society. That's the first thing to understand in the context of what happened. And when a Squidward busy living under a rock somewhere, I'm sure you've heard of this situation. You and SpongeBob, you've heard of this. No matter what rock you live under, you've heard of George Floyd. You've heard of all the people that have lost their lives due to police brutality and. But then now I want you to understand where Squidward, that it's because of how society is structured and the following. So the white police officer comes from a generation of people that do not see. Generationally, these people do not see black people as humans. Not even as a human that I need to respect or whatever. They don't see them as humans at all. They see them as objects that they need to subdue, abuse, or they feel they see them as humans that are objects, subhumans, if you may. Hence the entitlement to subdue, to control, to abuse, and to segregate and exclude black people. You get what I'm saying? So that situation do not happen randomly. Society's organization, how society is organized, allowed for such a situation to happen. The history of this man, the superiority complex that comes with his race, that comes with society, that society allows. The superiority complex that society allows for white people like this police officer. The entitlement that comes with his badge, that comes with his race, and the fact that this person is a black person is what caused that kind of situation. Nothing else, nothing more. Because in no normal world is death the wage of fraud. It's not normal. It is not normal. Njani, how? Where? Where do you see Yahoo boys getting killed by police for just being a Yahoo boy? Even like there is no justification for taking the life of another, not in any day, not in any normal society. But as we've seen, the society we live in is not normal. So that brings me to the African children that were commenting, saying that then they are happy that they're not living in America. I'm just like, sorry, what? What do you mean, Tendai? What do you mean, Dogozo? What do you mean, Rafiki? What do you mean, Wesimba? What do you mean you are glad you are not living in America? Because you know the problem with Africa is that we think our biggest problem is corruption. The problem with Africans is that we think corruption is our biggest problem. It's right there at the top, undoubtedly. But then our society is the trash of the trash. And it's the problem of the problems. You understand? The society that your whole life is built on, African child. Every single relationship you can ever get into, any partnership, whatever. Every single relationship you can ever get into. Every partnership, whatever. Every single business you can ever venture into. Every single type of education you can ever hope to pursue or acquire. Anything you can ever hope to do is founded on a system that was made to exploit you and doom you perpetually, forever, Nana, forever and ever, amen. Black people were put in a system that they engineered to doom you, to keep you poor, to make you hate others that look like you, to make you hate how you look, to make you your own alien, to make others like you look like alien to you, to make you perpetually poor. That system is the problem of our problems. Corruption now comes when our brothers who have come from this same system have gotten a little power, from politics, etc. And then now they are like, wow, it is sweet here. I don't want to share with anybody. And it is those same systems that have made us greedy, because generationally we've never tasted any kind of sweetness. So when a person says that they are glad that they're not living in America and they're living here, it's just like, what are you saying though? I don't think your problem is better just because it's not identical to somebody else's struggle. Your struggle isn't better because it doesn't look like somebody's struggle. A struggle is a struggle. You get what I'm saying? I say what I said. So I'm just like, African child, sit down and educate yourself. You are not living in a better situation, a better country, a better continent, a better society than the African kids. You also need to understand the context of the police brutality there and the police brutality here. You do not expect Magda to call Officer Mabena to come and arrest Vusi for jogging. Not here. Not in an almost normal society, you understand, because, discrepancies here and there. So Magda won't call Sergeant Vilagazi to come and arrest Miriam because Miriam and Sergio are sleeping. Miriam and Sergio are walking in the park. No. The demographics of their police force is different to our own. So of course we're not going to have the same kind of situation. We do have other ways in which our brothers in powerful positions, like being in the police, being in law enforcement, how they are used to fight us the same way. White police officers are hurting black people there, but then it's almost a different context. Your problem here is when you're here in Africa, all of the stories of police brutality, you only hear them after. You just hear that the army shot whoever, situation happened. Then you hear that the minister went there for the funeral. Then you just hear that the case is in court, is done in court. That is what you hear. That's a problem. Because this one, there's footage of when he was losing his life. There's witnesses. Yes, they did not do anything, but there are witnesses that saw that, okay, this happened. But you do hear about that. No, you don't. You should be scared. Be scared, Nana, because you don't get to see that evil. You don't get to see that brutality. You don't get to see that injustice. And you hear of it. And the problem with hearing is that you think it's not happening. That is the problem. So you need to inform yourself about the struggles in your land, the struggles of your people. Why are we as a people going through what we are going through? Historically, what caused my present situation? What's causing me to struggle to pay university fees? What is the kind of education I'm getting in university in the first place? You get what I'm saying? That is a video I can do another time. But then, why did June 16 happen? What does it mean today? Why does it happen then? Is it 1976? And then why does Fees Must Fall have to happen again in 2016, yet people lost their lives then? Surely there's something serious that is just holding us back, and it's those systems, it's those people in power that need to be broken down and need to be changed. You get what I'm saying? So how we can keep the fuel for the Black Lives Matter movement, how we can keep our foot on the pedal for those movements and Fees Must Fall, and breaking down these institutional barriers, is through, first of all, first things first, what is a leader without followers? Tell me. What is a leader without followers? So when we know that the leaders that we are following are not serving us, you unfollow, Nana, the same way that you unfollow on Instagram, you unfollow them, you don't vote, and then you go and you participate for people who are there to serve your needs, who are there to serve your people, who are there to serve in the first place. Not to gain, but to serve. Right? And additionally, when we are on the streets, when we are taking to the streets to demonstrate our grievances, to communicate and voice out our pain and our struggle, looting is exactly what makes us and our voice mute. Looting, violence, our message is lost in the noise. It is lost in the noise. So me, I don't know how to fix that. Perhaps we can have like leaders, not political leaders, but then leaders of our struggle when we are on the streets, like people to just keep us sober. Like, hey, Nana, we are not going there to steal beer, girl. We are going to the union buildings for education. We are not going to steal at Woolworths and Spar. We are not going to fight with foreigners. We are going to fight the government for equal opportunities. We are going to fight for unemployment. We are going to fight for better education. We are going to fight for them to give us what they said they will give us. We are going to fight for them to give us what they said they'll give us. It's not that I asked you. I never asked. But you said you will give healthcare. You are supposed to give adequate healthcare, housing, etc., etc., etc. So it is not about fighting you're my friends. It is not about stealing from Woolworths, etc., etc. Don't let our cry get lost in the noise and criminal behavior, really. You get what I'm saying? Which brings me to what is happening in South Africa and the gender-based violence. Like, somebody explained to me how you kill a pregnant woman, how you rape a 3-month-old baby. Explain to me how you kill a human being, Jani. How? Why? Where? Make it make sense, because I can understand. I can't do that. I can't. So in a situation where things like that, abnormal, abnormal things like that are happening. And ladies are running from people who are asking for directions, from men who are asking for directions, because we fear when we now need to carry knives and pepper spray everywhere we go. We are feeling unsafe with our fathers, our uncles, our brothers, our boyfriends, our husbands, everybody. Something more than you being a good man needs to be done. You hear what I'm saying? You need to be more than like, oh yeah, but I'm a good guy though. Like, not all men are trash, not all men are rapists, but you are friends to those men. You are friends to those men. You are fathers to these boys. You get what I'm saying? You need to do more than be a good man. You need to recruit other men. You need to mentor other men. You need to help these other people. Because yes, I do understand that there are problems that lead to such problems, but you cannot come and kill another human being because of whatever problems and traumas you suffered. You cannot come and take advantage of a child because you feel entitled because of how heritage and old traditions and toxic ideas of what being a man is, toxic masculinity. You can't use that as an excuse to do the evil that you are doing, you know? And speaking of evil, like, I just want to address Christians right now. With the mess that is going on, with the pain that the world is sharing, with the cries that are unfortunately not ending in the morning, but this morning is enduring nights and days and days. You need to make sure that your faith is not dead. And that means acting. Because faith without works is dead. You cannot say, oh, evil heart, I'm going to pray and do nothing about it. You need to do more than pray, because that is what faith is. It is taking action. You know, the word calls us to be the salt of the earth, and salt does more than seasoning. Like the Dead Sea, for example, right? Because salt is so concentrated, a person can't drown in the Dead Sea. You get what I'm saying? Well, technically, give or take, discrepancies here and there, but you get what I'm saying. So you, as a Christian, as the salt of the earth, you cannot let another child drown in gender-based violence. You cannot let another woman drown in gender-based violence. You cannot let another racist drown in their evil. You cannot let another black person drown because of that evil racism. You cannot let your son drown in the evils of this world because you're not training him to be a better man. You're not training him to be a better partner. You're not training him to be a better male friend. You're not training him to be less entitled, actually not entitled at all, of other human beings. You're not training your daughters to know their value. You're not training your daughters to know when to leave a toxic situation. Then your faith is dead. Then your salt is lost. You know, we need to learn from the example of Jesus when he was healing. I think a person had died in the Bible. I'm going to get the verses. And he was taking his time, before praying for this person. And by the time the crowd came, he hurried up and did his miracle and he was out. But us, we want to do the opposite. We want to march when there are masses. We want to say something when everybody is saying something. We want to pray when there's a night vigil or a night prayer at church. Pray in your closet. Pray on your own. Pray when you see that things are going left here. Pray the first time your son's girlfriend calls you saying that he slapped her. Do something about it then. Call the police on your son then. Don't wait for masses to do something or say something for you to then do your miracle, for you to then do your Christian duty, what you are empowered by God to do, what you are strengthened by God to do. It is not because we are wiser, it is not because we are smarter, it is just because God lives in us, hence we are more than capable to be the solution to the world's problem. We are the salt of the earth. And just like Jesus, we are not there to do things and to help people when the masses are helping. We need to do more than just post a black picture on our social media, because even that in itself, like, it takes away from exposing these evils. We need to show these horrific videos, unfortunately. People need to not see a black screen on your social media. They need to see a dead child there. They need to see a pregnant woman hanging from a tree to see that, no, something is wrong here. So I call all of us to go and educate ourselves of our struggle, to go and educate ourselves of the struggle of other people, and try and find empathy, and try and find how we, in our little spheres of influence and in our faith, how we can help, how we can be the solution to our own problems, how we can be the solution to the problems of the world. Join me in my worship session where I'm just going to be crying to God for help and thanking him for already being the help that we need. I'm asking him to let me find that strength that is already in here. And in times when we are drowning in oceans of despair, pain, and evil, may he help me not drown. May he help me see above those waves. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please share with other people. Please share. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video. Ciao.